Hello student, today we are going to discuss CPU scheduling. What would be criteria for performing CPU scheduling? What is the influential factor for affecting the scheduling criteria, and different kind of algorithm is required for scheduling a process. Okay, so we will discuss in this method during this lecture. So first of all, you should know scheduling of process is done to finish the work on time. We are talking about different kind of time here. First one is arrival time, time at which the process arrive in the ready queue. Completion time, time at which process complete its execution. Burst time, time required by process for CPU execution. And turnaround time, time difference between completion time and arrival time. This one is turnaround time. And waiting time, time difference between turnaround time and burst time. This one is waiting time. These are basic uh, differences of different kind of time. Okay, so why do we need scheduling? A typical process involves both input output time and CPU time. In uniprogramming system like MS-DOS, time spent waiting for IO is wasted and CPU is free during this time. In multiprogramming system, one process can use CPU while another is waiting for IO. This is possible only with process scheduling. Okay, so this is the main requirement of process scheduling. So what is the objectives of process scheduling algorithm? Maximum CPU utilization. Keep CPU as busy as possible. Fair allocation of CPU. Maximum throughput, number of processes that complete their execution per time. A minimum turnaround time, time taken by a process to finish execution. Minimum waiting time, time a process waiting in ready queue. Minimum response time, time when a process produce first response. This one is response. Okay, so these are different kind of criteria we have discussed about process scheduling. So main objective, if you are in this using this criteria, we can understand. This one is main objective. Okay. So different scheduling algorithm, simplest scheduling algorithm that schedule according to arrival of process. This one is FCFS. Okay. So algorithm states that the process that requests CPU first is allocated the CPU first. It is implemented by using FIFO queue. When a process enters in the ready queue, its PCB is linked into the tail of the queue. When the CPU is free, it is allocated to the process at the head of the queue. The running process is then removed from the queue. FCFS is non-preemptive scheduling algorithm. Okay, using this example, we can understand what is the FCFS. First come, first serve, 24. P1 bus time is 24, and this was P1 come first and provide the service first to the P1. Next one is SJF. Process which have the shortest bus time are scheduled first. If two processes have the same bus time, then FCSS is used to break the tie. It is non-preemptive scheduling algorithm. This is an example. Using this example, P4 run first because P4 have smaller bus time as compared to other one. Okay, so next one is shortest remaining time. So shortest remaining time It is preemptive mode of SJF algorithm in which jobs are scheduling according to the shortest remaining time. Okay, on the basis of how much, what is this shortest remaining time? On the basis of this example, we can understand multiple processes are running simultaneously, and one by one will complete the all process which have shortest remaining time. On the basis of arrival time and bus time, we'll calculate the shortest remaining time. Okay, so next one is priority scheduling. Priority scheduling. In this scheduling, processes are scheduled according to their priorities. Highest priority process is scheduled first. If priorities of two processes match, then schedule according to arrival time. Here, starvation of process is possible. Okay. So the solution is aging. As time progress, increase the priority of the process. This is an example of priority scheduling. Next one is round robin. Each process is assigned a fixed time that is called quantum in cyclic way. It is designed especially for the time sharing system. The ready queue is treated as a circular queue. The CPU scheduler goes around ready queue, allocating the CPU to each process for time arrival of up to one time quantum. To implement round robin scheduling, we keep the ready queue as a FIFO queue of processes. New processes are added to the tail of the ready queue. The CPU scheduler picks the first process from the ready queue, sets a timer to interrupt after one time quantum, and dispatch the process. One of two things will happen. The process may have CPU burst of less than one time quantum. In this case, the process itself will release the CPU voluntarily. Okay, so on the basis of time quantum, process control the overall control the execution of the process by the CPU. Okay, the scheduler will then proceed to the next process in the ready queue. So this is a way for allocating the process. This one is round robin is based on FCFS, but preemptive FC because this one is preemptive on the basis of time quantum. Each process is preempt from the okay. So this one is basic algorithm. This one is term quantum. We can allow the time quantum. Okay, 0, 4, 2, 3. So, okay. So using the example, we can understand the time quantity is 4. Okay, 0 to 4. Then okay. Thanks for listening my lecture carefully. Thanks.